Today, we're going to continue solving equations using two-step operations. So there are going to be a few notes this morning. Please make sure you write these down in your notebook because they're going to help you solve two-step equations. So the very first thing that you're going to need to do is either add or subtract using the inverse operation on the side of the variable. The next step, you're going to have to multiply or divide using the inverse operation. So let's apply those steps and solve these two-step equations. Let's look at number 1. So we're always going to be working on the side with the variable, and I know that this side right here. And I can see that we have a multiplication, and I can see that we have a subtraction. So we're going to be adding and dividing. First, we need to add, and I know that we're adding because the opposite of subtraction is adding. And if we're adding 5 to one side, we're going to be adding 5 to the other. I now know that the 5's cancel out, and all that we're left with is 9 on the right side. And so what does 9 equal? 9 equals 3x. And what I'm doing is I'm simply bringing this down because that's all that's left. Now we need to divide because I know that this is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. And we're going to divide both sides by 3 because we want the 3's to cancel out. So all that's left with is the x. And on the right side, we're also going to divide by 3. And I can see that we're left with x equals 9 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and that is our answer. Let's take a look at number 2. I know that we're starting on the side with a variable, and I can see that we have division on the left side, right? And on the right side, addition. We know that step number 1 is to either add or subtract, and because this is addition, we're going to be subtracting. And if we subtract from one side, we got to subtract from the other. And 6 minus 6 is 0. It cancels out. So all that we're left with on the left side is x divided by 5, right? Just comes right down. And then on the right side, 8 minus 6 is what? 8 minus 6 is 2. Now I know that we need to do some multiplying. So this is x divided by 5. The opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 5, the left side by 5, and the right side by 5. The 5's cancel out because this is on top. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So all that we're left with is x on the left side. And so now we're going to find out what x is equal to. 2 times 5 is 10. And that is our answer. X equals 10. Let's skip number 3. Let's jump to number 4. I can see that it says 4x minus 6 equals 10. We know that we're always going to be working on the side with the variable, and we're going to always be adding or subtracting first. So this is subtraction, right? 4x minus 6, we're going to add 6. And if we add it to the left side, we're going to add it to the right. And I know that negative 6 plus 6 cancels out, so all that we're left with is 4x on the left side. And on the right side, we have 10 plus 6, and 10 plus 6 is 16. So now what we need to do is get the x by itself. Because this is 4x, it's also 4 times x. We're going to divide because division is the inverse operation. And if we divide the left side by 4, we're going to need to divide the right side by 4 as well. So I know that 4 divided by 4 is 1, so it cancels out. And all that we're left with is x. And I know that 16 divided by 4 is also 4. So x equals 4. That is our answer.